G'day guys, here we are at the end of another week, short 10 minutes before I have my next meeting, so stuck in the car because it's freezing outside and thought I'd do my weekly wrap up. This time last week the election still was not known in Australia. On Saturday morning we finally found out that the Liberals had won. One part of the election that has hit the startup ecosystem quite hard and potentially the ideas boom is that Wyatt Roy lost his seat. After all the hard yards he had done across the ecosystem here in Australia, connecting to Tel Aviv, and in a lot of other areas, it's a shame he lost his seat. What's going to be really important for the Australian government is that they continue with the ideas boom, continue to turn the talk into action. Hopefully whoever they find to replace Wyatt Roy as the Minister for Innovation or the Assistant Minister for Innovation, hopefully is as passionate as he. Unless you've been sitting under a rock over the past week, it's almost impossible to miss the augmented reality game from Nintendo, Pokemon Go. It's just amazing when you see people walking down the street from zigzagging from side to side, looking at their phone, you know exactly what they're doing. It's taken the world by storm, its usage is out of control, supposedly has more daily active users than Twitter, and is giving Netflix a run for its money. Wanted to spend the last part of the weekly wrap up on some announcements that came out this week from Catapult Sports. They announced last week that they had an upgraded guidance to the results, and this week they announced 2 acquisitions totaling $60 million and a $100 million capital raise. I've been fortunate enough to see that story from the early days when Adir Shiffman joined as chairman. And when I think about what they've been doing, and it's still early days mind you, but how they've approached the problem, how they've approached their customers and the market. The story that they've been telling the market and the story they've been telling investors has been consistent, and as they hit milestones they continue to achieve growth. And while they're now on the ASX and their share price has increased 570% since IPO, they continue to tell their growth story and hit milestones. So when I think about founders in the post-seed to Series B stage, which is where OneStack focuses its efforts on, the story that they tell investors as they go to raise capital is as much about the story and the journey as the milestones they want to achieve with the capital. And that's really what investors are looking for. They're looking for you to let them know what your growth plans are, where you're going to spend the money they give you to achieve what milestone. Because if you've got the right team that's backable and you achieve the milestones you set out to achieve, the next stage of capital is going to be a much easier conversation for you. And not just capital, it's also about the team and the talent and how to attract the right talent to your organization. And milestones, achieving milestones helps a lot.
Alright guys, that's about it for me now. Running a bit late for my next meeting. Have a great weekend and we'll see you soon.